Yeah. And some people will stop along the way because they don't have the how, and they don't know how it will unfold, and what will be the next steps, and how will they make perhaps an income from that, and how they will meet people, and then perhaps they're invited to or hear about the Women Economic Forum, and this is part of the how, right? Because there's so many possibilities right now. But when I was 15, there was just, I didn't know what to do. I just was every day holding that thought, holding that idea, that I was here to enlighten more than 500 million people. It was not 5 people, it was 500 million people. And I don't know why, but I knew that if I would change, and I had calculated even, if I would be like turning like 85, if I would make a difference by 1 person a day, how much thousands of people I would have made a difference about. I kind of calculated that at 15. I thought like, well, it's not 500 million, but it's something, right? So one of the things I always say to people, what is your impact number? What is the number of people you want to impact? But it's not the impact number from your mind. It's not the impact number of logic, of your brain. It's the impact number that your heart feels, yeah? That your soul feels, that you really want to do. And do you know how? Well, you know, at 15 I had no idea that one day I would ever be in a book called The Secret, being, you know, on YouTube, you know, more than millions of times. I would never know that I would be speaking here today, right? I did not know that I would leave my country, Belgium, and travel the world to speak publicly. I had no idea how, but it did not matter. And it's one of the things I always say to people, have your vision and go every day the next step. Because, you know, I was 38 when The Secret came. And till that moment, I had never been on a camera. The Secret was actually my first interview. And I was amongst people there that has sold millions of books, the top people. And there was this girl from Belgium, well, a young lady from Belgium who's 38, that just had moved a year before to America and had no idea she would ever be in a movie. But when I came to America, I said, you know what, perhaps I need to be a little bit more clear on what I really want. So I wrote down my goals, right? I think it's the first time I really wrote down my goals at that time. And let me make a little vision board. So what I did, I made a little vision board and I put like post-it notes on it, you know, little yellow post-it notes. And on one of them, I said, I'm going to be in a movie seen by millions of people that will transform the world. Now, I thought I was living in San Francisco, I'm close to LA, close to Hollywood, you never know. And so what happened was that I thought I could be perhaps an actress, a producer, I don't know, a director. I never knew that I was going to be in that movie as myself. And now we have more than 12 documentaries where I speak worldwide, and some amazing coming out next year, Beyond the Secret, Superhuman, and some other are coming out next year. But the whole point is, I just put that little post-it note on, but every day I would read it. So when people write goals or make a vision board, they kind of write something and hang something, but they are never connecting with it. Yeah? Go and read your goals every day. Even if your brain, your mind is saying this is not possible. How many of you have written goals and you're reading them afterwards and thinking, oh my God, this will never happen? Raise your hand. Yeah. This is not the attitude to have towards your goals, right? You have to write down your goals and you have to really like that young girl, that young man in you, that indeed like when you're young, you have no limits, as somebody was sharing, like as your granddaughter. They don't think it's not possible. They know it's possible. So that part in you that knows that it's possible, read that way your goals. Look at this way to your vision board. So I put that little note on and actually did something more. I actually went for a fake Oscar statue. So I bought myself a fake Oscar statue and put my name on it, Marie Diamond, until I need about 3 years, so 2005. And I put it in what we call the success direction. I'm a feng shui master also, so I have what we call the success direction. And I put it in my success direction of my office, and every day I would read my little note and I would say to Oscar, "Hey Oscar, how are you?" And I was like full of wonder, full of that childish energy in my, that I was not a woman of 38, but a woman that knew that everything is possible. I had already moved to America. That was already one of my big dreams, to come to live in America. So that already happened. I already had my 3 children that I always desired. I was already speaking. I was already doing all this work. So could be the next thing. Within literally 2 weeks, things started falling in place. Within a month, somebody called me, and it was an Oscar-winning producer. He called me, I still don't know from where he got my little business card, and he came and said, "I want you to work with me." And that was the first time I had in my hands a real Oscar. They're a little bit heavier than mine. Right? And before I knew it, all these things started happening, and I attracted, because that's a law of attraction, if you hold a thought in your mind and in your heart, with the wonder of the child within you. Not just holding the thought as the idea from your grown-up self, but hold it from that place of wonder and gratitude and love and joy and fun and going for the ride. Yeah. And that's exactly what I did. I went for the ride. And then I was asked to be part of an organization. And I thought, like, oh, this is too big for me. But that little child in me said, yeah, but this is fun. Yeah. Let's go for it, right? And I did. And then I was asked to be in this movie called The Secret. And when they asked me to be interviewed, I said, ooh, this is the first time. What do I do? Like these first steps, right? And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm going to do this. I was so nervous. But I did it, right? Because I had this vision. I wanted to reach millions of people in the world. So I had to kind of open up to the possibilities. And when the how shows up to you, you have to say yes. Because the how can show up perhaps today for you here in the Women Economic Forum, or yesterday, or tomorrow. Make sure that when the how shows up, that you say yes. Who will say yes?
Yes. Yes.
Who will say yes?
Yes.
I'm not convinced. Who will say yes?
Yes.
Great. Because that's what it is. Some people came to introduce themselves to me, and one was doing branding online, and the other one was doing beautiful, what were you saying? Image consulting. And they're coming together. I said, you guys should work together. And they even had thought about this yet. And I'm like, my God, this is a perfect match. Yeah. So when these opportunities show up, right, it doesn't mean you all will have the millions of it, but you will learn something. You will have the next step. And I said yes to that. I had no idea what it meant to be a global speaker. I had no idea what it meant to be in a movie. I had no idea what it meant to be a movie star, a best-selling author. I had no idea. But that was not the focus. My focus was to enlighten more than 500 million people. The rest is part of the vision, the unfolding of the vision. And do you get sometimes, resistance? Of course you do. There are times that people will say, what the heck are you doing? Somebody was asking me yesterday, so when you started doing this, how did your family react? Well, I said, well, from being a lawyer to become a public speaker, a spiritual teacher, a feng shui master, they didn't like it. right? They thought I was in a cult. When The Secret came out, they were convinced I was in a cult. I was called The Secret, right? They still believe it. Yeah. So what does it mean? Well, did I have resistance?
Yes.
Were there moments that people didn't like me, didn't love me, you know, put my name down, screwed my name, screwed my brand? Of course they did. But it didn't matter. Because my focus is to enlighten 500 million people, and whoever doesn't like it, sorry. This is what I do.
Yes.
I don't hold back. I will never hold back whatever they say about me, whatever they do towards me, because I can't. This is given to me from my highest purpose. And so that is why I move forward every day a little step. If it's one person I say hi to, if it's thousands of people I say hi to, and I share my story, if it's online, if it's offline, if it's on the street, it doesn't matter. So I'm asking you for yourself, what's your vision? What are you here for? What is your contribution? And what is your impact number? So that being said, I just want to tell you just a final little story. I remember I came, The Secret just had come out as a DVD, and you know, I'm always asking, is there somebody today I can contribute? Is there somebody today I can help? So I'm going on an airplane from Minneapolis to LA, and I'm having like this thought, I need to have the DVD, The Secret, with me. So I have it in my, my bag, and I sit down and I'm putting it ready for the person next to me. I know it's a person next to me. I put it like literally on the back of the chair in front of me. And the man comes sitting next to me and he's reading a book on insurance. And I'm thinking, how boring is that?
Yeah.
And then he stops and I'm thinking, this is my time. And I ask him, what is the first thing you're going to do tomorrow? And he looks at me like, that's a very strange question. And I said, well, what is it? He said, well, I went to this seminar and somebody talked about this movie called The Secret, and the first thing I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to buy the DVD called The Secret. I said, no, you're not.
Oh,
And he said, what? I said, here it is. And he's like, what? What's going on? And he said, what's the second thing that this teacher you went to said? He said, well, if you ever have the chance to go to a seminar or to talk to somebody who is in the movie The Secret, make sure you do. So my name is Marie Diamond. We have about 3 hours. Let's start talking. Now the clue of it, how the universe works. When I came to the Minneapolis airport, I was on 23A. I thought, oh, there's not a lot of leg room, so I moved and changed my seat on the little, computer to 13A. I said to him, may I ask you something? Did you change your flight seat from 23B to 13B at the airport? He said, yes, I did.
Oh, yeah.
So we would have sit together anyhow.
Wow.
So the people you will meet here, there is no coincidence whatsoever. Whatsoever. There's not a possibility that there's a mistake. It is because you had a focus, you had a purpose, and you were taking the next step in your house.